The conundrum around the change of ownership of the MySejahtera app has raised eyebrows on security of data collected through the COVID-19 management app. We speak to digital rights advocate Maryam Lee on how the government can reassure citizens of their data safety.
First of all, the use of the MySejahtera app was mandated by the government for COVID-19 intervention measures, and that was the reason why citizens agreed to use it in the first place. And if the ownership and the management of the data has changed hands, then the terms of service may need to be revisited, because we as the users of the app, we would have to consent to use the app. And if the use of the app is already going beyond or outside the for the original purpose that we consented for, then essentially we are like being manipulated into using an app that we may not feel safe using, or we don't trust using, and that's the problem there.
She called for proper transparency in what the government plans to do with the MySejahtera app and the data collected from it.
To ensure transparency, actually, the government has full control. They can talk about how the data is being collected, and then where the data is stored, and then how the data is going to be used. First of all, that's what we need to know. And secondly, how do we know that the data is really secure? Can we delete the data after a while that we don't want the data to be anywhere in anybody's server anymore? Can we do that? And all these things does not necessarily need legal measures. These things can be in the privacy policy of the MySejahtera app itself. Whether or not it is being owned or managed by the government or the private sector, they all have privacy policies. And these, when spelled out in their privacy policy, that is one step forward towards ensuring that transparency and accountability of the app.
Maryam warned that without transparency, citizens may be wary about trusting the government in the future.
We are seeing that the beginning of the potentially alarming future of digital authoritarianism, where everything can happen in that particular app, and they can monitor you from that one single app and control your behavior based on what access you get from the app. So these are the things that these are the questions that we want to answer. What are the limits here? What are the limits of the app, and how can we ensure that our freedom and our rights are not violated when this data is in the hands of the government or even the private entity?